Today we're breaking down the tragic story of Death God Bolan, the man who started at the absolute peak of his generation, only to watch as Luo Feng rocketed past him into legend. How did the undisputed #1 talent from the Universe Genius Battle fall so far behind? We're going deep into his journey from his jaw-dropping debut to his life-altering choices in the virtual universe company and the final moments that sealed his fate. This is Bolan's Fate Explained. Don't forget to subscribe to Anime Verse Hubs and share your insight on which character we should break down next. Now back to the story of Death God Bolan is a cautionary tale of genius and pride. Among the countless prodigies in the vast universe, few began with a reputation as fearsome or a future as bright. He was considered the pinnacle of his generation, a 1 in a billion talent destined for greatness. Yet his journey would ultimately serve as a stepping stone for another, Luo Feng, whose ascent would reshape the very definition of a genius. This is the chronicle of Bolan's fate, the story of how the man at the top of the mountain was eventually left behind. The saga began at the Universe Genius Battle, the grandest stage for the most promising young warriors. While filled with incredible talents, one name was spoken with a unique sense of awe and reverence: Bolan. Hailing from the Noah Universe country, he was not just a competitor, he was the benchmark against which all others were measured. His performance was nothing short of dominant. Bolan's comprehension of the fundamental space laws was so advanced that it bordered on unfair. Even as a mere star-level fighter, he demonstrated abilities that rivaled those of powerful sector lords, creating thousands of images of himself in combat. His peers reacted with a mixture of awe and despair, viewing him as an insurmountable wall. For them, securing second place was the only realistic goal. The tournament concluded with Bolan's status cemented. He was the undisputed prodigy of his generation, standing at a peak far above all his rivals. Upon entering the prestigious Virtual Universe Company, the top talents were brought to the legendary Primal Chaos City to choose a cultivation path, the most critical decision of their careers. It was here that Bolan, guided by his immense pride and unwavering belief in his own superiority, made a fateful choice. Fueled by his unmatched talent, Bolan selected the most difficult path available, the Universe Primal Chaos Tablet. This path required the simultaneous comprehension of both space and time laws, a feat considered nearly impossible, even for the greatest of geniuses. This decision was met with immediate concern from the elder figures within the company. They warned him against dividing his focus, advising that a singular concentration on space law would guarantee his future as a true powerhouse. Bolan, however, refused to listen. This arrogant decision marked a critical turning point. It set him on a slow and arduous path, while his rival, Luo Feng, chose a more direct and efficient method of cultivation, laying the foundation for his meteoric rise. The heavenly bridge served as the ultimate test of comprehension, and it was here that the consequences of Bolan's choice began to surface. While he initially maintained his lead, Luo Feng's progress was closing the gap at a terrifying rate. Feeling the pressure of his rival's ascent, Bolan made a rash move. In an attempt to reassert his dominance, he rushed a challenge on the 7th level of the Heavenly Bridge and was defeated in a single, decisive move. This public failure shattered his aura of invincibility. For the first time in his life, Bolan had been thoroughly humbled. A seed of doubt was planted, not only in his own mind, but in the minds of his peers who witnessed the godlike figure falter. The final confrontation between the two rivals would serve as the ultimate measure of their progress. By this time, the dynamic had completely shifted. While Bolan remained a formidable genius, Luo Feng's growth had become legendary. In their arranged battle, Bolan demonstrated shocking improvement, but it was not enough. Luo Feng was on another plane of existence entirely and secured a clear victory. To compound the humiliation, it was obvious to all onlookers that Luo Feng had not even used his full strength. The other geniuses watched in stunned silence as the figure they once considered unbeatable was decisively surpassed. For Bolan, this defeat was the final undeniable proof that he had been left behind. This battle marked the end of Bolan's role as a primary rival. His story became that of a brilliant genius whose pride led him to choose a flawed path. His failure to surpass Luo Feng was not due to a lack of talent, but a consequence of arrogance and the underestimation of a rival whose potential knew no bounds. Bolan would remain a legend of his generation, but one forever defined by the shadow of the man he could not defeat. And as always, if you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more anime analysis, and ring that bell so you don't miss our next video. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.